problems. In three, two, one. Welcome back to the Author's Corner, sponsored by Senior Living Today and the Author's Lens. And I'm back with a familiar face, good friend of mine, Latrell R. Morris. We talked to her during the Halloween special, had a lot of fun. And how you doing today, Miss Morris?
I am good. It's good to be back. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. I cannot complain at all. Anytime you're coming back to give us another book, and I actually held you to it, and you came back anyway. So that's good.
Yeah.
Anytime you up here with another book, it's all good.
Mhm.
So let's get started. Last time, like I said, we had a Halloween special. We talked about the book you did with Jenny Davis, and
Mhm.
how well have you done with that so far?
So far, so good. It's holding steady, so I'm really happy about that, and we're excited about it because we there could be a possibility next year that might be a part two.
Awesome, awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about can you tell us a little bit about that book before we get started with you?
Sure. So it's called Dark Days, a horrific tale of a horrific tale of holidays, and it is about different holidays throughout the year. So we each chose three different holidays. I did Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and Father's Day, and Jenny did Mother's Day, Labor Day, and New Year's Day. And so they all have horror elements to it. It's not happy-go-lucky holidays because it's horror. So, but we really had a lot of fun doing it. It's a very, I would say, a very interesting book. And I really, in a way, I kind of push myself with some of the stories. It's definitely something that you probably wouldn't see me doing my previous horror books. But yeah, it was a really good anthology.
Thank you, thank you. If you guys remember last time, I dubbed her and Jenny both the queens of horror, and now she's back with a new book. And tell us about that book.
So I actually have a sci-fi series, short story series. It's called the Friend Trilogy. It consists of the first book is called The Making of a Friend. The second book is Finding a Friend, and then the third book is called A Friend Like No Other. And the story actually comes from a short story that I first made, which I have it released in my horror anthology, Karma and Other Shit. And I wanted to expand on that short story, so I came up with something in my head, and the series is I would call a social sci-fi is mainly what I do. And social sci-fi is basically taking like real world things, and what I did with this series is loneliness and then turned it into like a sci-fi story.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to go back in time for a minute. We know how you got into horror, but what inspired you to start writing sci-fi?
Oh my goodness. I've always been into sci-fi, mainly not astrology, but astronomy. Growing up, I just love learning about the planets. I love learning about space. I used to watch shows that center around sci-fi. I'm a big aliens type of person, so I love writing books about aliens and stuff. And it's just something that I grew up liking. And even to this day, I'm still like, you'll always hear me talk about astronomy because it's just one of my favorite sciences.
See, I love that. See, I love talking to you because your head is all over the place. I love it as a writer, all about. Now, I know my head's all over the place, but you're a
Mhm.
little bit of everywhere. So so it's a book out already?
Yes, it's actually been out for a couple of years now.
Okay. So, but what is your latest project?
I'm actually working on a sci-fi series, another sci-fi series. This is going to be a three-part and it's still going to be a social sci-fi. I'll reveal the title. This is the first time me revealing the title, and it's called The Mother.
Mm,
And I'm taking kind of an element of the rate. how it's been declining. So it's kind of told without giving too much away. There is a reason why I guess you could say I kind of played on with the pandemic as well and incorporated the pandemic and the decline in birth rate. So it kind of meshed together. And then as they go into it, there's a resolution, but it's not exactly a great resolution.
Mm. See, I love now as I started reading some of your book, you have a way with conflict, and you take conflict and you spin it. You like spin. How do you do that? Or is there a method to it?
I don't know what goes on in my head. I just always have these random things going on in my head. And a lot of the inspiration I get is from everyday real world things. So I just kind of go a little out there with it. Like I said, my head is just it's crazy. I think of a lot of crazy things. I have a lot of plots in my head that some of them I had to write down just because I thought it was that good. But I can find, like I said, I can find inspiration from just about anything. And a lot of my stuff does come from things that happen in the news or just real world life. And I just flip it on its head.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. I want to ask you to do something very impossible. I actually asked Austin to do this randomly. Of all of your children, give me three of your favorite kids.
Okay, so everybody knows my number one is always going to be Nova. So yeah, Nova, the Executioner of Justice, and Vanity. Um, Second would be Lena, who is the protagonist of A Making of a Friend. So she's my second favorite. And my third favorite, I guess you can say probably Melanie Smith, Detective Melanie Smith in my Coreyville series, which is paranormal romance. So those are my three favorites.
Excuse me there. Sorry about that.
No
So, well, my
problem.
next question, now you chose the three of your kids. Basically, because you have and see, I didn't notice till I actually finally met you. You have a wide library. You have stuff and you have stuff that you're working on. You have
Mhm.
that's just amazing. And as a solo writer, I know how I do it, but how do you keep so many ideas organized the way you do?
See,
'Cause
the
that gets
funny
hard.
thing
That gets
is,
hard sometimes. So go ahead.
it does. The funny thing is, I'm a pantser, not a planner. And I find out when I do plan, like with the current series, sci-fi series I'm working with, it takes me longer to write because now I'm looking at everything. I'm like, okay, how can I change this and this? But when I'm a pantser, I'm just letting the story flow. And I don't know, the ideas they're just all my head is just all over the place. But I always keep a pen and pad, or if I don't have a pen and pad, my note Samsung note on my phone, I'm writing down ideas. Anything that pops in my head that I think would make a good story, that's what I do. I just write it down. And then once I have that general idea, it flows into another story.
Well, you heard it here first. I've got to tell you right now, I love you because I'm a pantser. and and it wasn't until I met other pantsers, because I just
Hmm.
thought I was in my very minority.
Hmm.
The I don't know what it is, and maybe you can co-sign and I co-sign. The story just goes like you just said. It goes better when you just letting it flow.
Right,
But
exactly.
I want to ask you this question because I'm big on characters more than anything in the story. Are you
Mhm.
that type of person who allow your characters to dictate how the story goes, or do you sometimes argue with characters? How do characters act with you sometimes? Because mine can be pretty stubborn at times.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I fight with them sometimes. And yeah, it's a struggle because then when I go back and read everything, I'm like, should I say this? Should I write it like this? Like, and then I'll go, I mean, this character is kind of like this, so maybe I should leave it like that, leave it alone. But I do go back and forth with myself. Like right now, it's I'm on my like 10th draft and I'm still writing. I like to I like to print my stuff out and then use my red pen to write it down to edit. But yeah, it's a fight. My characters and I fight a lot.
I definitely understand. So no, you and I are a lot alike in a lot of ways. So do you have anything coming up, or do you have any signings or any events or anything that you're doing?
So this spring I will have a book. It's called Teacher's Planning, and it's kind of like a horror romance, more so horror. That will be released in the spring, either April or May, but I'm still getting the finalizations on that. And then The Mother is going to come out hopefully this summer. So I would say maybe July or August it'll be out. For as far as events, for the first time ever, I will be going to Nashville in October for the License to Thrill a book event. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll finally get to meet Jenny in person. So I'm really excited about that. A lot of the female horror authors I'll get to meet, those that I'm friends with online, that'll be our first meeting. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also going to be participating in the Page and Pen Festival yet again in October, and I'll be at the Oviedo Mall. That's October 4th. So it's a Saturday. I'll be there for about 6 hours. So it's going to be good. But I'm also going to be doing another event, but that's not until 2027, and that's going to be the Boozy Book Tour in Savannah. And I can't wait for that because it's going to be like a masquerade and everything. And that's going to be excited. I got to start getting my costume and everything together.
Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna ask a silly question. Then I'm gonna ask a follow-up
Mhm.
question. Out of all the genres you write, what is your favorite genre? As if I didn't know.
It's always going to be hard. Horror to me is just, you can do the most ridiculous stuff because it's not really real life. So that's why I love horror, is just everything can kind of be crazy within reason, but then you can also do something that's crazy that, it's like that can never happen. Yeah, it can't because it's fiction. So that's my argument.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, for those who didn't see the last show, I want to ask you this question again. What got you started writing horror?
Uh, when I was growing up, we used to, my siblings and I, my mother, my aunt, and my cousin, we used to go to my aunt's house every Friday night, and we would all sit down and just watch horror movies. So I credit my aunt and my mother with getting me into horror. And ever since then, I cannot stop watching horror. I love My favorite genres of horror is supernatural, paranormal, psychological. I'm not too much of the fan of the gore, but I can take it in doses as long as it's not like a lot, like that's every scene is gore. But yeah, that's what got me into horror. My favorite horror character is Freddy Krueger. But I will
Mm,
say, after watching the new Welcome to Derry show,
yes.
Pennywise is really getting up there. I would say he's second, and then Chucky is third.
I love it. I love it. You brought up a good point real quick. Because see, I don't know if you know this, you and I have a lot in common.
Mhm.
I love gore. I love to be scared, but gore, it's yeah, I don't, the in your face gore is
Right.
just not into that. So I do love that. How how do you well, I know how you but I guess because I get a lot of new authors that watch the show, new writers watch the show. How do you prevent horror from turning into gore in your stories?
I give it a supernatural element. I think that's kind of what I tried to steer away from with Nova, because there are some gory parts in it, but it's not intense because it's kind of in a supernatural way. Like she has powers. And usually when there's like gory movies and stuff, they're using like tools and real world objects that you can see. So that it's kind of scary. That's scarier to me than having supernatural powers, because you can pick something up right there and it can happen to you. But yeah, I use it. I do it at in a supernatural way, so it's not too intense.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So with everything going on, with everything, how are your fans loving you? Because I've been seeing a lot of. You know what? Before you answer that question, I'm gonna tell you what I see. Then you tell me if I'm off base, and you give me your answer. Every time I turn around, I see your name. I see people saying like, "Well, I've been stalking you." I'm sorry, I've been stalking you,
Oh, really?
and you have a wonderful fan base, and people just love your books and when I did the show with you and Jenny, I looked at y'all, but you guys are everywhere. How does that feel? And give me your thoughts on it.
When I see that, that actually it makes me feel happy, because growing up, I felt like I didn't have a voice. I always felt like my voice got muted because, oh, it was too much, or, it's always something that was not acceptable. So for me, writing is kind of like a therapy, and that's me letting out my voice and letting out emotions. Because, like I said, um, the Friend trilogy was about loneliness. The Nova series is actually about anger and grief. So it's just a way for me to let out things that were bottled up inside of me. And so writing, I think, really has built up a lot more my confidence and a lot more my self-esteem. So when I see somebody say that, oh, I enjoyed your book, I know my sister has a friend who has read all of my books, and I'm just like, oh God. When I see that, it really does make it worthwhile to keep writing.
See, I love that. I love that. So, what don't you write about? What don't you like about writing?
Get writing. Sometimes I say in my head, I would like to get all of everything out in my head without having to actually write it or type it up. But then I think about, oh, that's kind of AI. I don't think I would like that.
We've all thought about it at
But
least one at one point, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
right, no, no, you're fine. But yeah, actually sitting down to write is it can be a little bit painstaking, even though I love writing, but it sometimes it takes a lot. Takes a long time, and then you got to take breaks in between, and then you get inspiration. Now you got to go back to it. So it's like a back and forth.
Understandable. Like you say, you and I have some of the same issues. Writing itself, yeah, I like to write, but then I don't like to write. But if I have, so it's that back and forth thing. So no, it's all good.
Right.
Um, what are some of your biggest obstacles, though, as far as writing goes?
I would say I'm not a marketing person. I try my best. I make graphics and everything, but I think more so people would like to know more about me, and it's kind of tough for me to like really, really open up because of how I grew up when I was trying to be open. But I think I'm opening up a lot more. And I think that would help with people getting to know me and being more interested in what I have to say.
Miss Morris. Now I'm side eyeing you right now. So you kind of messed up this interview a little bit. You're not a marketing director. I look at your TikToks every single day, and there's something interesting on it. How are you not a marketing person? That is your TikTok page shows you. Look, I'm like Maury. Your TikTok page shows that that was a lie.
Right.
But no, seriously, for somebody who's not into marketing, you do very well at it. Because, like I say, I mean, I look at your pages, I look at, your book teasers, your trailers. I mean, they look good to me.
Thank you. I think sometimes I go back and forth with myself about how much should I share? Like how much from the book should I share so that people can get interested? Should I share a lot? Should I share a little? So that right there, I kind of fight myself with it.
Well, I think that's like the author's thing because see, we're not egotistical, and we're afraid that if we
Mm,
put out too much of ourselves, would that sound egotistical? So I definitely understand that. That's sort of how we are as far as
mhm.
that. So no, that's definitely understandable. So my next question is, how can we get to know you and buy your books and just get to know you as an author?
So you can actually find more information about me on my website, which is latrellrmorris.com. There I have an author blog. I have all of my books where you can purchase paperbacks, ebooks. You can also find me on social media like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. But I also have a side, well, I'm working on several side things. I have a side blog right now called Latrell Talks, and you'll see me get more political and talk about more everyday things actually on that blog. So that's latrelltalks.com.
Awesome, awesome. And so they can get on, they can get to know you and things like that. And where are your books sold?
So you can find my books on my website, my official website. You can also find me on barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, Drafted Digital as well. You can find all of my books there.
Perfect, 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 perfect. Now, I know about events and everything, and know about your books coming up, but what do you like to do when you're not writing?
When I'm not writing, I'm either doing some crafty things like making jewelry, crocheting. I'm actually gonna crochet me a nice little warm jacket, a little co-op down here in Florida right now.
Mm.
That's why I'm wearing the gloves. So my hands are freezing. But yeah, I crochet. I like to go out and explore Central Florida. I also love theme parks, so you'll find me at least once or twice a week at Universal Studios. So those are my favorite things to do.
Oh, see, I love that. No wonder we're good friends. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, so, um, oh man, I'm just like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I've been stalking your page so much. I just got so much going on. So, do we have any more? So, tell me more about your TikTok page. I want to know about specifically about your TikTok page. What inspires your
So I
TikTok page? You put a lot of good teachers on there.
Yeah, I put a lot of teasers on there. I also do I guess teasers as far as like chapters and stuff, what you can find in a chapter, or teasers as far as what's coming up. I also will talk about random things like earlier this week. I had a video from a couple of years ago talking about the 90s. So I like to like switch it up. I mean, it's a book page, but I also like to have other things on that page as well. So that just to break up the monotony of it.
Okay. And one other thing, who does your covers? Because I love your covers.
I do. I did two of the covers, well, three of the covers I didn't do. So I didn't do the Making of a Friend cover. What else cover? I didn't do the Jenny and I book cover. And then the first Nova cover I didn't do, but all the other covers I did.
Okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Now, here's where I'll give you guys I'll give you guys here's here's where I give you the final word. You can give shout outs, you can give advice, whatever you want to say. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So you can find all of me on latrellmorris.com. All of my books are there, ebooks, paperbacks. You can also find me on, I forgot, Substack with Latrell Talks. So I'm trying to branch off my blog on the at latrelltalks.com as well as on Substack. I'll be writing more on there. But the other project that I'm working on is going to be like me roaming around Central Florida doing other things. So that is called Latrell Does Things, also on Substack. So you can find me as well on there. But those are the main areas where you can find me. All of my social media information will be on my official website.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. One more bonus question.
Mhm.
Where can we see? So they're gonna be on your website. Where you explore Central Florida. 'Cause I would love to see that.
Yes, yes. So that will be on the Latrell Does Things on Substack. So that'll be me exploring Central Florida. I'm going to be posting more throughout the rest of the year, but I'll be posting a lot more next year because I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break from writing for the first half for the first 2 months of the year, and I'll be focusing a lot on those Latrell Talks and Latrell Does Things.